My mouse sometimes gets stuck when I move it up. Which is perhaps because it's only... Yay! Significant trust. Okay, it really depends on what this thing says. Okay, what else do I need to do today? Divination or scratch card. Sleeping table.
Quote, for the purposes of arresting residents. And the government ultimately settled the Kidd case, but the Lyons memo makes it clear that they did not accept the judge's constitutional analysis. I mean, we're only guessing here, but it's likely the government is now arguing that an immigration officer who signs a Form I-205 should count as a judicial officer for Fourth Amendment purposes. In other words, executive branch officials can function as the equivalent of judges. And the administration is trying to make hay out of the fact that administrative warrant and judicial warrant are homophones of each other. Somehow Yale Law graduate J.D. Vance said,
but nobody is talking about doing immigration enforcement without a warrant. We're talking about different types of warrants that exist in our system. Typically what happens, not always, but typically in the immigration system, those are handled by administrative law judges. So we're talking about getting warrants from those administrative law judges.
And he's just wrong. Immigration judges do not even issue administrative warrants. The warrant is generated and signed by ICE officers. If you fill out an I-205 form, that form is signed by the ICE officer, which is why ICE's training materials say they don't justify a home search. An immigration judge will sign a final order of removal, but that's not the same thing. And Vance is also wrong about administrative law judges, or ALJs, in that immigration judges are not even classified as administrative law judges. As Professor Murray says here, understanding administrative due process is a difficult process because it's not the same as civil or criminal due process. It might be okay to have ICE serve a warrant, but what is not okay, breaking into your home or your car based on this somewhat lesser warrant. And that's why a lot of the earlier ICE actions were at courthouses. They were apprehending people in public where it is legal. And just to show you, here's what a judicial warrant looks like, signed by a judge. That's from the National Immigration Law Center. And here's what an administrative warrant looks like. Note the signature block. And to add insult to injury, the man that they mistook Tao for, Lue Muao, well, they should have known where he was, because he was already in prison. But Judge Wright addressed that in Kidd versus Mayorkas. And as he pointed out, Fourth Amendment cases emphasize the need for a neutral and detached magistrate. Quote, case law supports the need for independent judgment in issuing warrants. And he cites Shadwick versus City of Tampa, where the Supreme Court said, quote, the warrant traditionally has represented an independent assurance that a search and arrest will not proceed without probable cause. Thus, an issuing magistrate must be neutral and detached. To which the judge cited Coolidge versus New Hampshire, where the Supreme Court observed that, quote, the whole point of the basic rule is that prosecutors and policemen simply cannot be asked to maintain the requisite neutrality with regard to their own investigations. And that's also consistent with ICE training materials, which affirm that, quote, administrative warrants do not authorize entry into a dwelling without consent. At least that's what their non-secret training materials say. But this new secret memo directly contradicts DHS's 2025 legal training manual, issued by its Office of Chief Counsel, which says, quote, the physical entry of the home is the chief evil against which the wording of the Fourth Amendment is directed. Entering a home to arrest a person without a judicial warrant or an exception to the warrant requirement is typically a violation of the Fourth Amendment, regardless of whether the officer has probable cause to arrest the suspect. An officer who enters a person's home to make an arrest must have 1, a warrant, 2, consent, or 3, an exigent circumstance. And the memo also contradicts DHS's training materials on executing removal orders. Quote, an administrative arrest warrant does not alone authorize a Fourth Amendment search of any kind. The secret Lyons memo also conflicts with ICE's Fusion of Operations Handbook, which is, quote, neither a warrant for arrest of alien I-200 nor a warrant of removal I-205 authorizes officers to enter the target's residence or anywhere else where the target has a reasonable expectation of privacy. A government intrusion into an area where a person has a reasonable expectation of privacy for the purposes of gathering information will trigger Fourth Amendment protections, including a physical intrusion into a constitutionally protected area. Therefore, without a criminal warrant, officers must obtain voluntary consent before entering a residence or area where there is a reasonable expectation of privacy. Now, the memo is addressed to all ICE officers, but has not been distributed to all of them. According to the whistleblowers, it's being shown to, quote, select DHS officials who are then directed to verbally brief the new policy for action. Those supervisors then show the memo to some employees, like our clients, and direct them to read the memo and return it to the supervisor. Yes, you're reading that right. The memo is deemed too hot to even show to rank-and-file ICE agents. And the agency fired employees who objected to the unconstitutional policy. It says, quote, a seasoned government instructor chose to resign rather than be forced to teach what they understood to be unlawful. This is evidence that the people who drafted the Lyons memo have knowledge that it is illegal. It also shows that some of the employees have been retaliated against for opposing the illegal policy. And the complaint reiterates that ICE leadership knows that the Form I-205 is not a real warrant. Quote, Form I-205 has not been considered a warrant issued by a neutral and detached magistrate. Only a warrant issued by a neutral and detached magistrate would authorize ICE agents to enter or search non-public areas such as an alien's residence. So to recap, ICE leadership knows administrative warrants aren't real warrants. Their own training says you can't enter homes this way, and Congress's own legal experts agree. Oh, and ICE wants to hide this memo from the public and also the people who are supposed to be implementing this new policy. Which brings up an important question. Is the Lyons memo evidence of a criminal conspiracy? I don't know, man, but that definitely seems like a conspiracy against rights under the civil rights law. Now, all this highlights why it's so important to get a great lawyer when you're dealing with your own case. Now, after I started this channel, every week I'd get hundreds of comments and emails from viewers who are dealing with legal problems. And they'd ask, can you help me find a lawyer? How do I know if this attorney is any good? And there's a massive gap in our justice system. It's that people don't know how to find the right lawyer for their specific situation. They're scared, they're overwhelmed, and they end up doing nothing or hiring the first attorney who calls them back. And that really bothered me. So I started to wonder, what if there was a different way? What if we could build a law firm that actually lived up to the values that I talk about on this channel? Transparency, accessibility, and putting clients first instead of chasing billable hours. A firm where you don't need to pay anything up front, and your lawyers only get paid if you do to maximize your opportunity for justice. So a few years ago, I decided to fix that problem. I decided to start my own personal injury law firm. And honestly, it wasn't an easy choice. But I realized I was in this unique position. I had this platform, this community, and the experience. Not to get rich, trust me, there are easier ways to make money than starting a law practice. But we did it because access to justice shouldn't be a luxury. Because finding the right legal representation shouldn't feel like playing Russian roulette with your future. And when you work with my firm, you're not just getting a lawyer. You're getting a team that understands that behind every case is a real person with real stakes. If we can't represent you or you're in a state where we don't practice, we'll take the time to try to match you with an attorney in my personal network of lawyers. A national network of some of the best lawyers in the country who actually specialize in what you're going through, located right where you are, not just whoever happens to be available. So if you're dealing with a personal injury, a car crash, a data breach, sexual harassment, a Social Security or workers' comp issue, give us a call at the number on screen or click on the link below. Now, I can't represent everyone that watches this channel. I wish I could, but what I can do is make sure that when you need legal help, you have somewhere to turn to that you can trust. So whether it's me handling your case or the incredible attorneys we've partnered with, you'll get the same principles of honesty and education that we bring to every video. And if you're dealing with a legal issue and you're not sure where to start, check out the link in the description. Let's have a conversation about how we can help you find not just a lawyer, but the right lawyer for your situation. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about, making sure that when life gets complicated, you don't have to face it alone. Which is why when you need a lawyer, you don't just need a legal team, you need the Eagle team.
Weakling. Purging slash.
Let's find networks.
I thought maybe a nice thing to do would be to actually implement some passkeys, create one, use it to log into a pretend website, and actually sort of see some of the data that's going back and forth. I mean, it is a complicated system, but it also is kind of intuitive what happens, right? I've got a website that I created, one of my classic, unbelievably good-looking, well-designed websites that I like to make, where we have both steps of the process. We have the creation of passkeys, and we have the use of passkeys to log into things. The way that I've coded this up is you can see all the data going back and forth. That was my whole plan. And so we'll draw out what happens, and then we'll look at this, and we'll look at the code, and we'll see what's going on under the hood. If we just start by looking at just how you create a passkey, right, or how you your browser and your operating system create a passkey in, should we say, in combination with the server at the other end. So you want to log into a website, and that website is going to be running some kind of PHP or Node or some other kind of back end that does some code. Let's just say this is the server, right, which in my case is PHP. Now, we're over here on the browser, and in my case, this is obviously, you know, JavaScript and HTML and things, right? So I'm just going to write JS. Full disclaimer, I neither program in PHP or JS. So, you know, I've done my best to kind of haphazardly join this together. But anyway, let's suppose you log into a website, you type in your username, and you type in your password. Right? This is what normally happens. And then they've now added this functionality to the website to create a passkey. That's when you get that prompt, right? You've logged in, would you like to create a passkey on this website? So the actual request to create a passkey starts with the client on the browser, right? So they're going to fetch from the server arguments for create args. And that's basically saying we want information on the server. What does the server need? Do they need the user to be verified? What kind of passkeys do they allow? This kind of stuff, right? So this goes off to the server, and the server creates those args. A lot of this is just JSON, JavaScript object notation, right? And we'll have a look at this. This gets sent back to the browser, and this is kind of where the passkey actually gets created. So the browser is going to call some JavaScript called navigator.credentials.create, right? And this function on any browser, that's what creates a passkey, right? And it needs these arguments to do that, right? So it takes the arguments about the server, it's going to create a passkey, and this will mean your browser then talks to the operating system, or talks to your password manager, or talks to your phone, depending on what website we're on and what we're using to browse that website, right? And that's where the passkey is created. So this will involve, you know, a TPM.
That's the trusted platform module.
Yeah, or an operating system, software version, or, you know, a password manager, something along these lines. This will create a public and private key pair, which will be buried again in JSON, and then go back to the server for checks. And if the server's happy with it, it will store all this stuff in its database. Oop, that's a B, not a D, DB, right? And then it will respond with OK, right? Or some kind of, yeah, good job, you've made a passkey, right? So this is just the creation of a passkey. So I've coded all this up. Let's actually see some of this data, right? Because it is cryptographic.
I don't care.
Arkanites. Arkanites.
Why are you so loud? What the fuck? So that's how it is, right? So this is how it's going to be. We're going to pretend this thing doesn't exist. Why are you so loud yet again? Okay, I'm just gonna decrease the volume on the Windows. Sample currency. It's still very fucking loud. Where are the settings? Here they are. Volume. Sound effects volume. 2. Now it's just okay.
Originium will carve a path for us. Still waiting for something?
Operator Perlica, standing by. Watch this.
Who's due for some bad luck this time? Not bad. Mind if I tweak it a little?
Okay, well, let's raise potential. Not sure what we're gonna do. Something. Suppose. Spear. Flame. Sword. Apparently you're also useful. Interested, not interested. Okay, I got someone. Here we go. Please be the blue girl.
Ental of Op Z7 reporting for duty.
There we go.
Hey, Administrator, it's me, Li Fong. I'm still a bit green, but I'll work super hard. Oh, they say hardships shape and perfect us, but what does perfection really look like? Maybe someone like you has the answer. I'd really appreciate your insights.
Opsies?
Catcher.
Ental of...
Catello Wolfgard Lupino, Enfield Crisis Team. I'll represent the pack. Give me any merc job, and as long as our contract stands, I'll be your claws and fangs.
End.
What?
Okay, that's cool.
Am I looking all right from this angle?
Chill. That's what kind of weapon? Star, 4-star, I guess. Just turn around and weapons. Okay, so that's for this, right? It's for the first girl. Если нас она до этого пункта.
Hello?
Entering core AIC area. Entering core AIC. Area.
Something seems to warrant closer scrutiny.
Wow, that looks like a great find.
These minerals may come in handy. High-quality minerals. We can probably use them for building temporary shelters. Mineral ores form the foundation of industry. We should gather more.
Take this!
These minerals may come in handy.
Take this! Didn't expect this, right? My special swordsmancy for rocky stuff.
This ain't normal.
Engaging. Stay safe, team.
Forward! Ready to strike. Face your end!
We're in perfect sync.
Right there! Right there!
Everyone's giving their all. I've got to step up too. So, what do people think about Talos 2? Looking back, the civilization band has come a long way. We've carved out a long history in this perilous world. Since we first set foot on Talos 2, it has both embraced us and resisted us. Humanity fought hard for every inch to get to where we are today. There's no doubt we truly cherish this new home.
Oh, come on. No time to investigate it though.
Entering core AIC area. Entering core AIC area.
I'm really confused. Where do you spend my sanity?
Everyone, be cautious. That enemy looks very dangerous.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Everyone's giving their all. I've got to step up too. Good work, everyone.
Credits of civilization. Scram!
Hey, yeah!
Hear that sound?
Engaging. Stay safe, team. Yeah, freeze them.
Here's our chance! Crystallize! Right there! Take this! Yay! That was
Good work, everyone. Everyone's giving their all. I've got to step up too.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
I'm so annoyed by everything.
High threat hostile. Approach with caution. Clearing the way for the rescue.
Leave it to me. Here's our chance. Crystallize. Incoming. Unknown hazard.
The battle has ended. Let's take a break while we still can. Good work, everyone.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Is this Oraline? Oh, how pretty. We should stash it properly.
I don't get it.
This feels familiar.
There is no glad.
Something ain't right.
A blade unsheathed, it's light unleashed. What?
Freeze them!
Push forward. Face your end.
Outstanding technique.
Take this.
Impressive.
Awesome. Take this.
We are united as one.
Right there.
Arts unit hot.
Push forward. Press face your end. Take this.
Breathe with me. Much better now.
I'm still in fighting shape. Commence L7. Annihilation. Your end awaits. Descent now. I'm still in swing.
Much better.
Crystallize. Passage denied. Arc support cast off. As cast. Here's our down. That move of yours was incredible.
Prepped and ready. Breathe with me.
What's this? Target locked.
I'm sorry. It's in your hands.
Sequence. Terminate. Arc support ready.
Protect yourself. Fabulous work.
Right there. Passage denied. Good shot.
Prepped and ready. Breathe with me. Sorry.
Leave it to me. Darn it.
We won't let this happen again.
I have no clue as to what I'm doing. Currently. An interesting bunny.
Sequence!
Much better now.
Watch out! Get back!
I'm still in fighting shape. Much better now.
Terminate!
Don't get hit by this!
What's this?
Arc support ready.
Here's our chance! Ready to crystallize! Take this!
Set for rescue!
Sequence!
EMS has arrived!
That move of yours was incredible! How's our target? Trust and take your edge! Take this! Sweep forward! Target locked! Fire! Show over! Sequence!
Captain ready! EMS has arrived!
Take this! Push forward! Take your edge!
Feeling better?
Take
Arc
this!
support ready.
Push forward! Ready, face your edge! Try
rescue!
this!
Breathe with me!
Storm of
Frost! Unit popped.
Here's our chance! Here's your chance! Crystallize!
Yike! Hey! Freezing clean! Outstanding technique. Impressive. Much better now. You'll set for rescue! EMS has arrived! Arcs unit popped. Hey!
Push forward! Press to face your edge!
They're going down! Colder NATO! Wait with you!
Hey, Cheeto! What's this?
Freezing clean! Freezing clean! Arcs unit popped.
Push forward! Press to face your edge!
Yike! Engaging. Stay safe, team. Yeah, freeze them!
I don't need it.
Danger! Wanna come snowboarding with me, Enderman?
Leave it to me.
Get a new assignment.
Who's due for some bad luck this time?
Wind speed's okay?
We seem to have high-value supplies nearby. Keep an eye out for those.
We getting bugged?
A blade unsheathed, it's light unleashed.
Yeah, freeze them!
Front support ready. Forward. Ready to strike. Face your edge. Yay! That was some perfect teamwork.
Everyone okay?
Smash and break everything you see. Break your skull.
Front support ready. Forward. Ready. Face your edge. Hey.
Payback.
Yay. Hey. Yay.
Something.
Clearing the way. Hey. Front support ready. Forward. Ready. Face your edge.
Got a present for you.
Hey. Freezing. Clean.
He's getting ambushed. Kill ya!
Holder nail. Ready. Forward. Ready to face your edge. Outstanding technique. Good work, everyone. Hey, hey. Danger up ahead.
Engaging. Stay safe, team.
Leave it to me. Okay. Yeah. Support Reckless, forward. Ready to face your end. Terminate. Hey. Hey, freezing. Clean. Feeling better? You breathe with me. Die. Hey. Here's our chance. Trust in me. Crystallize. One passed off as passed. Target locked. Fire. Show's over. Team. Another chance. Your guys trusting. Crystallize. They're going down. Hey. Arts unit. Here's our chance. Take this. Sequence. Hey, set for rescue. Breathe with me. Calder nail. Hey. Arts unit. We're in. Leave it to me. The battle has ended. Let's take a break while we still can. Violence is never our objective. Let's press forward. This feels familiar. Stay alert. This hostile poses significant threat.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Wanna come snowboarding with me, Endman?
Akumi, you have something to discuss with me.
I overworked myself again. I better appreciate the break while it lasts.
It's actually called Kid. So I have no clue.
Wanna come snowboarding with me, Endman?
Okay, so I'm just closed and not worry about anything. Fuck it. Fuck it. It gives me feels much more productive, but I don't want to play it right now. And I already played it today for just a tiny bit. So I guess that's going to be it for the stream. Good luck, fun, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next.